Yes, another day, another opportunity, and I might actually change the channel name to that because I think it actually sounds pretty good. But that's not what this is about. I just posted something on LinkedIn and then I thought like, let's share it here as well. A bit of a longer story around it because of course like with a post it's very small, not a lot of characters. But I think the backstory behind it and how you could use it as well might be very interesting. And it's one of the things that held me back in actually becoming better, to have a better life. And that had to do with indecision, like not making the decisions that you should be making. Whether they are right or wrong decisions, like you will never know if you're not making them, because you're in that in-between state. And that's actually something like if you're not making the decision, it will drain a lot of energy from you. And that's what I've noticed as well. There are a lot of decisions we need to make every day. But if that's piling up in your brain and you're not making decisions, at some point you will feel stuck, energy drained, and nothing will be happening with you. So therefore I thought like, okay, it's time for me to make decisions as well. And one of the things, of course, had to do with this whole challenge. But there are a lot of other decisions that I needed to make as well in order to move on. It were decisions within my business. Where am I gonna focus on? Like, how are my habits gonna look like? What things am I gonna do and what am I gonna stop doing? But also another decision I needed to make today was about a run. I wanted to do that run, very much, and it's a very interesting one because it's probably out of this world in order to even think about it. But I know I'm not going to be ready in the next month in order to get there, to actually achieve the best thing that I could be doing. So although I knew already that it might not be the best decision to do it, it kept in my head and I actually didn't say until right now, I'm not going to do it. And for the past 24 hours, it took a lot of energy from me because it was something I was thinking about all the time. Like, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't. And I don't know why, but we always come up with different reasons why to do it and why not to do it. And in your head, it's like a battle continuously. So if you ever feel like that there's a battle going on in your head and you feel like energy drained and you don't have a lot of focus, it's probably because you have a lot of things that you simply need to make a decision on. And if you make that decision, trust me, it will make it easier. There will be a lot more brain space and there's a lot more room for you to become productive, to actually do things. But if you're not making that brain space is being occupied by other things. So please keep that in mind for you, because making a decision will make you grow. And although that sounds hard in a way of like that it will make you grow, because it will. Like, you're gonna have some bad decisions. Like, you're gonna make a decision which is not gonna be like the best decision you could have made. But that's the best decision was at that moment because you didn't maybe had all the information. But sometimes you just need to make the decision in order to move on, to figure out, did you make the best decision or not? And that's something you will only figure out afterwards. And that's something that, on top of my head, Steve Jobs said on one of his college speeches. It's like connecting the dots looking backward and not forward, because you don't know what's going to happen with every decision you make. But the only way you could actually know if you make the good decisions, if you look back, if you reflect on it. Anyway, there are no bad decisions, because I believe in two things. Like, you either win, so you make the best decision and you actually win with it, or you learn. And also right now within my business, there were a few decisions that I should have been making like a long time ago already, which I didn't do for different reasons. Of course, money involved with the things that need to be done, and a lot of other things around it as well. But now I made the decision on that to make it better. I want to be a better business owner. I want to be a better entrepreneur. I want to be better in helping people. But the only way to do that for me was to narrow down on what I'm actually doing for the type of clients. Like, you can't do it all. Not as a one-person business. You can't do it all. And of course, I work with different people on different projects, but it doesn't mean that I still can do it all. Like, we need to work closely in order to achieve those things. So also there, making the decision to narrow down and be more focused on specific things rather than doing it all, make sure that I can have a better focus, and I also don't need to be in any kind of decision, because I just have a set of rules saying like, okay, this is what I do and this is what I don't. Like, if it's fitting in the right corner, so I'm not doing it, it's for me easy now to say, I'm not doing it. That's not something that belongs to my job description, as I put it now, but to any contract or whatever, I'm not doing this. And that's also something that you need to make very clear. It's not just for business, it's for personal as well. If you have strict rules for yourself, what you do and what you don't do, and that comes into play with the whole habit thing that I shared earlier, of course, with you as well, is that it is about like, what do I want to do and what do I need to do and what is not important. And if you have those rules clear for yourself, then it will make any decision much easier. Also, one other thing that I want to make clear about decisions is you need to make decisions based on the information you have at that moment. And if you feel like you're stuck because you can't make the decision, then probably it has to do with you're missing some kind of information where you want to base this on. It's quite often, it's also what you hear in sales conversations, is that it's being said like, I want to think about it. Okay, where do you want to think about? Because it's not about thinking about it. No, it's about that you probably miss certain kind of information in order for you to make a decision. Like, it's not bad to say no, like, I don't want to have this. That's all fine. But as long as you're indecision in between, then there is something that you need to have more information on in order to actually make that decision. So that's also a very important part of this, is that if you feel like that, then either you don't have enough information, or you just simply not make the decision. And that probably comes with courage, with like confidence. But yes, trust me, if you make them, whether they are good decisions or bad decisions, and bad decisions don't exist in the single moment, because at that moment they will always feel as the best decisions, then just go for it. Just do it. And trust me, it will make your life a lot easier. And probably you're not going to be that hard on yourself. And that's what I've noticed as well. Like, you're bashing yourself up, you're hard to yourself. Don't do that. So get out of that indecision. Just make the decision, do it, take action and go for it. Like I'm doing here. I decided to do something. I'm taking the action. I just didn't took the action. I actually take every time action. And that's the only way you can get forward. So I hope this helps you as well. So you can make better decisions in your life. You can get to the next steps quite easily, but you just need to make the decisions and get into action. That was it for today. Hope to see you tomorrow again. And let's continue this whole challenge. Curious what you think about it. If you enjoyed and if this actually helped you, let me know in the comments and press the little subscribe button. And then I see you tomorrow and let's have some fun. See ya.